That not good enough feeling you've been feeling is not insecurity, it's leverage. Because good enough was never meant to be a finish line, it was designed as a moving threshold, and you were never told who controls it. This feeling doesn't travel with you everywhere. Think about where it activates. Not in neutral spaces, not in passing interactions. It shows up where expectations follows you, where your performance is being watched, where approval changes outcomes. You've been calling this insecurity, but what it actually is participation in a system where adequacy was never meant to be confirmed. And once you see that, you can stop chasing a standard that was never neutral to begin with. Here's what happens to the standard. It shifts after you meet it. It expands once you reach it. It reappears as something new the moment you comply. That's not growth, that's containment. Because standards that never settle aren't meant to be satisfied. They're meant to keep you adjusting. And the belief that you're not good enough is what keeps you adjusting without resistance. Feeling not good enough isn't self-awareness. It's the outcome of being measured inside a system that never planned to clear you. Think of it like this. Some people are graded on a curve that favors them. They get credit for effort. They receive the benefit of the doubt. Their mistakes are framed as growth. Others are graded on a curve designed to fail them. No matter how well they perform, the standard adjusts. They hear, "That's good, but not quite what we're looking for." Or, "You're close, but you need to work on." Or, "Almost, but not enough." That's not feedback. That's a system where adequacy is always conditional. And the conditions keep changing. You recognize this. You accomplish something significant at work, in a relationship, in your life. And instead of recognition, you get, "That's great, but what about?" Or, "Good job, but I expect it." Or, "Nice work, but..." And you internalize it. You think to yourself, "I guess I'm not good enough yet." But what's actually happening is the goalpost is being moved to keep you striving. Because as long as you're chasing adequacy, you're not questioning why it keeps moving. The standard keeps moving because fixed standards create certainty, and certainty redistributes power. When leverage is uneven, your adequacy can't be confirmed. It can only be reviewed. Think of it like a performance review that never ends. You meet the requirements, but instead of approval, you get new requirements. You hit the target, but the target moves. You prove yourself, but proof is never enough. Every time the standard moves, you internalize that you fell short. You don't see the system adjusting. You see yourself as inadequate. So you work harder. You give more. You try to anticipate what good enough actually means. But good enough in an imbalanced dynamic isn't a destination. It's a treadmill disguised as progress. And the moment you realize you're on one, you stop blaming yourself for not arriving. Because if you ever reached enough, they'd lose leverage over you. So the standard stays moving, and you stay chasing. That's how power stays unequal, without anyone ever naming it. Here's what most people never see. Your belief that you're not good enough does labor in the relationship. It keeps you striving without demanding. It keeps you producing without questioning. It keeps you giving without expecting a return. Watch how this actually functions. At work, you outperform your role but don't ask for the promotion. Why? Because you don't feel ready yet. Meanwhile, your output stays high, your salary stays low, and the gap benefits someone else's bottom line. In relationships, your needs go unmet, but you don't raise the issue. Why? Because you don't want to ask for too much. Meanwhile, your accommodation stays consistent, reciprocity stays absent, and the imbalance serves someone else's comfort. With family, you seek approval well into adulthood, but never receive full validation. Why? Because the metric keeps adjusting. Meanwhile, your seeking keeps you accessible. Their influence stays intact, and your autonomy stays conditional. Here's the pattern. When you believe you're not enough, you don't protect your value. You discount your time. You minimize your contributions. You accept less than your worth. And someone else collects the difference. Not through taking, but through you not claiming. And the moment you decide you're adequate, the cost-benefit analysis changes. You start requiring reciprocity. You start valuing your effort. You start expecting treatment that matches your worth. And that shift disrupts every dynamic that were built on your uncertainty. So your doubt stays reinforced, not because it's accurate, but because it's profitable to everyone except you. You didn't just experience a system where adequacy was withheld. You learned to monitor your own worth. Here's how participation actually showed up. You judged yourself before anyone else could. You minimized your wins before they were dismissed. You softened your accomplishments in advance. Every time you said it was nothing, or apologized for taking up space, or disqualified compliments, credited luck instead of skill, set standards no one could meet. You weren't being humble. You were enforcing the system for them. Your self-doubt became their stability. Your striving became their leverage. And the moment you stop doing that, the dynamic has to reorganize. That's why things get tense when you stop playing small. Let me ask you, have you ever realized you were chasing a standard that was designed to keep moving? Drop a black heart emoji in the comments down below if you know exactly what that feels like. That's the loop, and noticing it is how it loosens. Now, when you stop chasing adequacy, here's what will happen. They'll raise the bar again to toy with your emotions. They will give incomplete compliments like, that's good, but impressive, but I see you, but notice a pattern? They'll suggest you're getting arrogant. They might say, humble yourself, or you still have a lot to learn. And this isn't because you're wrong at all. It's because your certainty disrupts their leverage. That's not truth. That's maintenance. And recognizing it is how you don't get pulled back in. You don't stop feeling not good enough by proving you are. You stop by refusing to be measured by a standard that was never set fairly. The shift looks like this. Someone suggests you're not ready yet. You respond, I'm satisfied with where I am. You accomplish something, you let it stand without qualification. Someone questions your readiness. You say, I'm ready, and leave it at that. Adequacy isn't something you earn. It's something you assume. And the moment you assume it, the chase ends. Not feeling good enough was never about your capability. It was about a power dynamic that required you to stay unsure. You weren't lacking. You were operating inside a system designed to keep you chasing. And once you stop chasing, you realize you were always enough. The standard was just never meant to clear you. Now you have a choice. You can keep chasing adequacy and systems designed to withhold it, or you can recognize that not good enough was never about you. One keeps you striving for approval, the other lets you decide you're already enough. This channel isn't about self-esteem. It's about seeing where adequacy was turned into leverage and refusing to chase it anymore. If you're done proving your worth to people who benefit from you believing you don't have it, subscribe. This is where you stop chasing and start deciding.